And they're playing new games and they're creating new games and they're laughing and they're talking about their days out there and we're just watching from a distance. Yeah. And it's like being intentional again. We're creating space where our kids get to have fun together and create memories together without us necessarily being a part of it. Hello, everyone. We are Greg and Jacquie Francis, and welcome to High Performance Parenting, where our passionate goal is to encourage you to raise champion children in a crazy world. Every week, we will bring you multiple episodes from our extensive experience of raising our six happy, healthy, successful, godly kids who are confidently equipped to win big in life.
We deeply believe that any parent who is provided with the right knowledge and continual support can raise amazing kids. And when they do, all of our futures get better. If raising up future generations of absolute champions matters to you as much as it does to us, here's how you can contribute. Like and share this podcast with everyone you know. And together, let's embrace this journey of raising champion kids in a crazy world. I have a question for you.
Oh, no.
What do you call a cow with no legs?
I would know.
Ground beef.
Oh, no. The dad jokes are back.
I have another one about animals. Why can't you trust ducks?
I don't know.
They're always quacking jokes.
That's you. That's you.
Oh.
Please get off the buttons.
All right. What are we doing today?
Oh, we're going to talk today. I'm really excited about this topic, actually, is, we were just talking about this yesterday, and the importance of it is really how to strengthen bonds for our kids, how to help them have memories together.
With each other.
How to help them stay connected to each other, how to really encourage them to just have a relationship, whether we are directly in the moment with them or not.
Yep.
And I think so many people think about that. Like, I want my kids to be close. I always want them to be close.
Sure.
But it usually doesn't.
Dream of every parent, right?
Right. I mean, if you have more than one children, you want your children to be close. That is like your dream, your heart, you know? Yeah. And for us in our situation, we have so many, and it'd be easy for everybody to kind of pick one or two people to hang out with, but not everybody to hang out with. Yeah. But our dream was always that we would have a family dynamic where everyone's included and welcome to be themselves, but that we can find a common ground to have fun in at all times.
And part of that was birthed from what? For us, of having that desire.
Oh, I mean, I think a lot of it was because we didn't have that connection all the time with ours. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Or like in my situation, my brother and I grew up pretty close in the front end, but then our relationship did not continue.
Yep. And then it kind of dwindled off a little bit, right?
Right. And so, and even to this day, more of a distant relationship, not like a close relationship. And for you, you never really had a close relationship with your siblings either.
Yeah. And I always really wanted one.
In fact, we were talking about how you were super close with your nieces and nephews just because you're the last born.
I was the youngest. So my oldest sister's 10 years older than me, right? And my oldest brother, 9. And then my next brother was 5 years older than me, which, when you're young, it's a pretty decent sized gap. Mm-hmm. And we also grew up in an era where like everybody left the house at 18 years old, it seemed like. And so it was interesting. I don't really have a lot of memories of my sister and me, very minimal, like conversations, anything. I don't have a lot. I have a few of my oldest brother, Gordon. And then I do have a kind of a childhood of trying to chase my brother, Jerry. But I was always the kid that was kind of the kid that, let your brother participate, but it was him and his friends, and he wasn't really encouraged to be nice. It was just like, as long as you guys go play and make sure Greg gets come along. But he was always resentful of it because I was the young kid that would kind of create an extra layer of lack of fun, I would say, in his mind. And so it was just a strange dynamic. So I grew up with this desire to be close to siblings, and I grew up in a decent sized family, but I never was. And so I think that all led into when we just started to have family, and we're kind of going through, what is this going to be for us? What can we do better? What kind of foundation can we lay? One of them for us, was it was really important for us to create an environment, but also a level of specific intentional encouragement and processes where our kids would be close.
Right.
Even if they didn't feel like it at times.
Right. And just so you understand our age gaps with our kiddos, we have 16 down to 6.
Yeah.
And so the largest gap is our 6-year-old, obviously, to a 10-year gap with the twins, right? And then the one closest to her, there's a 5-year gap.
Yeah.
Or actually, yeah, 5-year gap.
Yep.
That's right. And so kind of like your family, there's a large gap in between all that. So it was like one of the things that was important to us. So like today, we just kind of wanted to go over some of the things that we do to help our children stay connected.
Yeah, because we asked about this quite a bit.
We do.
People are like, your family's close. They look out for each other.
Yes.
They look like they enjoy being near each other. They don't, you don't see them getting into tiffs. You don't see them ever talking bad about each other. You don't see them trying to click with other friend groups and not include their siblings. And it honestly, it stands out, right? Because I don't see it a lot out there.
Right.
It seems to me like a lot of relationships that kids are formed up with are just kind of based on circumstance,
Right.
but not on intentionality. And so then people kind of look at our family and they're like, well, how did that randomly happen?
Right. Or
And
people will be like, oh, gosh, you guys are so lucky
yeah,
that your family likes being together.
Yeah.
And again, we've talked about it so many times. We're parenting with purpose.
yeah,
We are very intentional about everything we do. And so because of us being so intentional, great habits come out of that.
Yep.
Great relationships come out of that. Closeness comes out of that. Respect comes out of that. Acceptance comes out of that. We could go on, right?
Yep.
And so as we're sitting here, I was thinking to myself, I was like, I want to go over a couple of things that we have our kids do to create those bonds. And in there, talk about some of the ways that we've had to stretch to help them do that. Like, one of the first things I can always think of for our family is, supporting each other at sports. We've talked about this before. Obviously, with as many kids as we have, sports, we've talked about it many times, is a very important part of our life.
Yeah.
Like, we enjoy it. We love playing sports, but more importantly, we love watching our kids have fun.
yeah,
And so at any given time in a week, typically there is some sort of sporting event we can go to support our kids. And whether that's basketball for Drews and Bella, whether that's golf for the girls, whether that's tennis for the kids, whether it's a cross country meet, whatever it may be, there's always an opportunity. And one of our things that we do to help our kids come together is we support each other at those.
yeah.
Do you want to explain what that means for our family?
Yeah, I mean, we're really big fans of actually making sure. I don't know. We encourage our kids to try their best. Like your best is enough, but your best is required. We don't care if you're a superstar. We just want you to be out there working hard. We want you to have a good, positive mental attitude. We want you to actually go out there and get the benefit from sports that you can. There's a lot of great life lessons that happen. And another part of it is like, okay, as much as we're doing that, you also are kind of out there stretching yourself.
Yeah.
And you're also kind of a little bit nervous, and you also are wondering if you're doing well, and you're being compared to other people a lot. And so there's a lot of unique dynamics, and I don't know if there's anything that's more brings more security than being able to, while you're in the middle of all of this during a game, look over to the sideline and see somebody that you love that's watching you.
That's right.
Even if you're doing poorly, having someone be like, "You got this," like, "Come on, you're good," right? Or if you're doing something great and they look at you and they know that you saw it, and they just are like, "Oh, that was so awesome." And so with us, we just made a decision that we are going to support. We are going to be at everybody's games. I mean, obviously there's times, where
Right.
things overlap. The kids have a golf match in one side of town and there's a cross country match in the other side of town. And we probably have to divide and conquer a little bit, but you and I will bring whatever kids aren't participating.
Correct.
And we will bring probably a kid or two to each one, right? So that way they're still fully supported. And whenever we can, like if one gets done early, we all zip over to the other one and we watch the second half of whatever's going on over there. And we just have, we've built this in that, if you're tired tonight, we're still going to the game.
Correct.
If you have stuff to do, you're going to do it after we get home.
Or before.
Yeah. You're going to have to learn how to manage your schedule, because this is an expectation. And we expect you to go there and actually, we're going to enjoy this. We're not going to feel like this is some kind of a burden. We're not going to feel like this is like, oh, I wish I was doing something else. This is my, whatever, 10th game in 5 weeks that I've been at watching Bella play basketball. No, we're going to go and we're going to show up. I don't care if she's on the bench half the time. We're going to be there, and we're all going to, be in engaged.
Yeah,
right?
and I think a lot of that even comes to for our philosophy. We decided is that also means like even if you're invited to do something else with your friends and stuff like that, you're gonna have to do that before or after.
Yeah.
Like we don't cut into this opportunity to go watch one of your siblings play a game for a couple hours or go run a race or go to the golf course or something like that. That family comes first, and that unless it was a real important thing like something you had to go to or I had to go to, we're all going to be there.
Sure.
And there's nothing more important than supporting each other. So I think that's just a perfect example where we taught it early on.
Yep.
So we don't get complainers.
Yep.
When we say something like, hey, we're all going to the cross country race today, guys. Dad's leaving at 3 because he has to be there 30 minutes early with some people. Mom's leaving at 3:30 because we want to be there before the gunshot. Who are you going with?
Yeah.
They make a choice who they're going with. And then after that, we're like, we're leaving at this time.
Yeah.
And then we expect them to be in the car ready to go. And we're not trying to find people. Nobody's complaining.
Yeah.
Nobody said, I don't really feel like it. Like, it's time to go. It's go time. Let's go support each other.
Yeah.
And that goes even for at church. I mean, even when our girls are on the keys and stretching themselves, it doesn't have to be just sports.
Sure.
If they're participating in anything, we're all going. If they're on the keys, then we're all going to show up and see them playing on the keys early, and we're not going to, bail. If it's, if they get an opportunity to be in a recital for something, we're going to all be there. We just have made a decision that we're going to support all of our gifts and talents, whatever that looks like.
Yeah.
So that's one thing that I think really unifies us as a family.
Yeah.
And
it's
our
so good.
kids.
Yeah, and it's so fun because I mean, there's so many great memories now. It's like because it's just an expectation, it's a standard.
Yes.
I mean, honestly, I think everybody just looks forward to it. You
Right.
know, I mean, and so here we are. We're going there. There's nothing better than being up in the stands when Bella's at a basketball game.
Oh, yeah.
And I hear Chrissy, let's go, Belle. You got this. And Jerusha's same thing when she gets brought in. He's like, Dad, Bella's in.
I
Let's
know.
go. Come on, Belle. And then, you hear that cute little six-year-old voice. Come on, Belle. She's just like shouting because this is our atmosphere.
Yeah,
We
that's what we
support each
do.
other and we're proud of each other. And then we even get to decompress on the way home, okay, what do you think? You did
Yes.
great, and get to build them up and everybody gets to chime in. And it's just really cool. So that's for sure one thing that creates a lot of unity in our family between each other is that we have an environment. This is what we do. We support each other. And so because of that, they all have this bond between sports or, like you said, church, serve,
Right.
or whatever, because we're all there for each other.
Right. Another one that's kind of like maybe easier to do because it doesn't take as much organization is we were just talking about it last night when we were sitting watching the kids in our back patio area, trampoline time. So we have
Yeah.
this big trampoline that we bought years ago. Like it is, Greg says it's one of the best investments he ever
It really
purchased.
is. Two things, the golf simulator and the trampoline. Probably the two things I
Sure.
bought. They're the best investments I ever made in my life.
I think the simulator is still out for debate, but the trampoline, we bought it years ago when the kids were little. It's now moved with us to different homes.
I remember I looked it up and I was like doing, random internet search and like, what is the strongest trampoline out there? I remember seeing this video of this trampoline, the biggest and strongest trampoline, and they were dropping a Volkswagen from like a crane onto it and it would bounce and not break. And
Oh,
I'm
wow.
like, I remember thinking that'll hold all of our kids the bigger they get, because at the time they were smaller. But now we flash forward, we've had this thing for a while. And when all six of them are on that thing, it's probably almost like a Volkswagen now.
Yeah, and we probably should actually do an ad for this company because it's actually been amazing. But
Totally.
and it still looks amazing. So
Yeah.
moral of the story is we have this trampoline, and when the kids were littler, they would go out there and have a blast together. I mean, this thing would be, a trampoline thing. It'd be like they'd bring their dolls out, they'd have their snacks on it. Like the dogs would jump on it. You know what I mean?
They would just hang. They didn't even jump on it all the
No,
time. They just
they'd
jumped on it a little
play,
bit.
It was like a fun thing. They'd do water
It was
on
almost
it.
like a fort for them.
Yes. And it was just so much fun. And then through the years, as they got older, they would still sometimes go out just to like jump around and do their thing. But then we had Hunter, who is, again, 6, and she's in her prime of loving this.
Yeah.
Like she now can start doing little flips and she can do all this stuff. And then again, then we have 16-year-olds, right?
Yeah.
But for us, it sits in our backyard. It's a cute area where, again, Greg and I will relax with the dogs at night and kind of talk and, decompress for the day.
Yeah.
Then we have this trampoline. And so what's neat about it is we have encouraged the kids through the years to keep using it. So now Hunter will want to go out. And if the kids are like, no, I don't feel like it, always, I'll say something like, fine, everybody has to go out there for 20 minutes. 20 minutes. Everyone go out there for 20 minutes. And they're like, fine, 20 minutes, 20 minutes. Every time we do that, it's 30 to 45 minutes. They are out there. Right?
Because it's just getting the momentum going. You know, they were doing something else. It's kind of like, okay, I have to stop what I'm doing. But then we don't really give them a choice. It's like, you're going to go out there and you're going to do this. And then just like you said, it's just, see, this is like part of intentionality.
Yes.
We might tell you 20 minutes, but then because you got there, you're having so much fun with each other. You're out there for 40 or more.
Or more. It's turning dark.
Yeah.
And they're playing new games and they're creating new games and they're laughing and they're talking about their days out there. And we're just watching from a distance. Yeah. And it's like being intentional again. We're creating space where our kids get to have fun together and create memories together without us necessarily being a part of it.
Yeah.
You know?
It's fun. It's like you watch, like last night was a perfect example. You watched, you know, our 16-year-olds come in after being out there for 45 minutes, whatever. And they're all giggling because it's like it let them feel like young kids, you know, again. And they just love being able to embrace the season of being a kid, even though they're kind of transitioning into being adults, you know. But then also Drew's, he was going to spend an extra 10 minutes with Hunter, right? Next thing you know, they're wrestling and laughing, and Hunter is giggling, and he's tickling her, and her foot's going in his face, and his foot's going in her face. And they're just, and they're out there another 25 minutes, you know, and they're just having such a blast. And they come in, and then it's like, I don't even know. They do something else after that, and they still want to be in the same room together. They still want to be near each other. It's
a connection point.
Yeah, it's like there's so much connection that it feels disconnected if they're not together. Right. You know, which is cool. So we'll continue this in the next one.
Okay.
Hey everyone, thanks for listening and thanks for your love and support. We hope that today's episode added tremendous value to you and your family. It would mean so much to us if you would partner with us on our mission of helping parents around the globe raise champion children in this crazy world.
To do so, simply take a moment to like and share this podcast with everyone in your network. See you next time.